Good day. Thank you for joining us on Nationwide, reaching you live on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I am Ruth Aguela. We'll begin with Judiciary. The All Nigeria Judges Conference, now underway in Abuja, has been tasked to consider the creation of an efficient structure for the proposed Special Crimes Court as a deliberate attempt at removing administrative bottlenecks in the judicial process. President Muhammadu Buhari, who made the request while declaring the conference open, said alternatively some of the existing courts should be urgently designated as special courts with competent and credible judicial officers to handle corruption cases. We'll definitely bring you details in the course of the bulletin. And report just reaching us says the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has granted bail in the sum of 1 billion naira to the former chairman of the Pension Reform Tax Team, Abdurrashid Maina, with two sureties. The presiding judge, Justice Okon Agbang, said the two sureties must be serving senators. Details in our subsequent bulletin. Now let's talk on other issues. President Muhammadu Buhari has tasked the APC governors to join hands with his administration. The president, who was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Bas Mustafa, at the Third Progressive Governors Forum on Policy and Policy Synergy in Jos, listed the achievements of the Buhari's administration, especially on the economy and social investment program of the federal government, meant to alleviate poverty and boost the standard of living of Nigerians. He commended the APC governors for their commitment and asked them to intensify the fight against corruption and focus on job creation. APC Chairman Adams Oshomole advised the governors to pay the minimum wage and consequential adjustments. Issues of security, revenue, basic education and health dominated discussions. And to legislative affairs now. The National Assembly delegation to the 42nd African Parliamentary Union has arrived Djibouti, East Africa for the conference. The Nigerian team, led by the Chief Whip of the Senate, Orji Uzo Kalu, will be participating in the four-day conference, which will be deliberating on various areas of strategic importance to the African continent, such as maternal, infant mortality and youth empowerment.
Thank the Senate President and the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives for sending this powerful delegation. And it's going to be interesting for me to be able to put Nigerian position very briefly. President Buhari have asked us to go across the globe to make more friends for Nigerians and be able to set business that are not oil. And we're calling our businessmen to be able to support. For me, everything we are doing is economic diplomacy. The diplomacy must be economic.
Senator Orji Uzo Kalu there, speaking on behalf of the National Assembly delegation to the 42nd African Parliamentary Union. And in other news, Gaston Good Morning Nigeria have suggested the concessioning of refineries for Nigeria to address domestic supply deficiency in the oil and gas value chain. The guest also blamed the underperformance of the refineries on undue interference in their governance structure by quacks who compromise periodic turnaround maintenance. Lydia Sampson reports.
7 sub 5 of the NNPC Act, they carry their budget to Council of Ministers, not to the National Assembly.
No, but you made the law, right?
Discussions on Nigerian refineries usually elicit heated debates. This is not unconnected with the people's frustration that Nigeria, as a major oil-producing country, is not optimally maximizing the benefits of our hydrocarbon resource. For the guest, Nigeria's resolve to double oil production and triple its refining capacity has been an illusion over the years, despite previous pledges that turned out to be too ambitious.
As far as I'm concerned, those refineries are gone. They are gone. It's too late to start talking about turnaround maintenance right now because we are making losses. So what we expect is for NNPC to tell us how much we are losing on those refineries.
For me, the issue here is, yes, the refineries are there. They have issues, just like any other industrial complex or any other national endeavor. These refineries are the best option Nigeria has today, and they can be repaired.
The guests argued that Nigeria has not met a single production target for at least a decade now, blaming the trend on poor performance of the refineries, security concerns, and pipeline vandalism.
I will not support a situation where already scarce public resources, not even naira, in dollars and pounds and whatever, is further invested into assets that are sinking, like our refineries.
I think what we can do, because you talked about consortium, PPP, public-private partnerships, to be in charge of the turnaround maintenance. So perhaps that might actually reduce those interferences he touched on.
They stressed the need to explore alternatives to privatizing the refineries, as well as legislations to coordinate operations for optimum performance. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
And let's take you back to the report we called earlier on All Nigeria Judges Conference that is underway in Abuja. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo will give us all the details.
With the theme, Sustaining Democracy Through Effective and Efficient Administration of Justice, the conference offers a platform for judges across Nigeria to strategize on the means of adopting global best practices towards meeting critical challenges in the dispensation of justice to all. President Muhammadu Buhari said given the nation's common resolve towards building a just Nigeria under the rule of law, social justice, and accountable leadership, the three arms of government must not only work together, but also strive to retain public trust and confidence.
I must therefore express my hope that this conference will achieve its objective of articulating interventions by which this administration strives to improve transparency, security, and the expeditious education of commercial, corruption-related crimes, including economic and financial crimes matters, could be enhanced.
The president said although the federal government has made giant strides in the fight against corruption and insecurity towards attracting foreign investment, delay in justice delivery as well as volume of cases on the dockets of courts leave much to be desired. On his part, he explained his administration has ensured enhanced budgetary allocation to the judiciary and supported the desired increase in the number of judges as part of his commitment to the justice sector reforms.
It is time for the judiciary to adopt modern case management systems, initiate a more expeditious case tracking and disposal systems, and provide road mechanisms for judges who maintain highest levels of integrity and efficiency.
President Buhari used the opportunity to reaffirm the unshakable resolve of his administration towards strengthening the nation's democracy by honoring the dictates of separation of powers amongst the three arms of government.
I am proud to observe that the judiciary, both before and after elections, has improved in its ability to conclude election matters in a timely manner. There is still room for improvement, and I urge the Chief Justice to initiate a study to understand the challenges of adjudicating election matters and to advise me on the steps that the executive can take to address those challenges.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, appreciated what he called President Buhari's noble crusade against corruption and his determined efforts at promoting transparency and good governance in the nation's body polity, expressing optimism that such efforts will be crowned with success.
Permit me to assure His Excellency that you have the continued cooperation of the judiciary in achieving mutually beneficial objectives of strengthening the rule of law in the overall interest of the country.
Judicial integrity and rule of law are the underlying principle of justice and the bedrock of democracy.
Organized by the National Judicial Institute, the All Nigeria Judges Conference is designed to constantly remind judicial officers of their crucial role in the society and the need to balance conflicting interests towards ensuring a stable polity. In Abuja, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And still staying with the judiciary, as part of the self-assessment mechanism built into the Nigerian judiciary, judges in the nation's superior courts have called for a greater focus on the performance on the third arm of government. This is part of the position taken at the commencement of the 2019 BNL All Nigeria Judges Conference. Judiciary correspondent Femi Okewo reports.
In the last 30 years since the biannual Judges Conference started, judges of the superior courts of the land have used the forum as a platform to assess the performance of the judiciary. But equally important is always the participation of other arms of the government, that is, the executive and the legislature, in the conference.
It's an opportunity for them to come and do peer review and then share ideas and then equally share suggestions on the way to reposition the judiciary.
But how has the judicial officers themselves used the platform to improve their performance?
It's a forum to assess the performance of judicial officers of courts of record in Nigeria.
So it's a very important platform, and you can see the type of topics that have been arranged for discussion.
It is indeed very, very useful for most of us that come here.
It's a period for judges, all judges in Nigeria to have a reflection.
Although the judiciary is created by the Constitution to be independent, both in mind and its accounting system, conferences such as this helps it to find out if it has created enough synergy in doing that and whether it has such a working cooperation with other arms of government. From the National Judicial Institute, Femi Okewo, NTA News.
Thanks, Femi. And to matters on amnesty now, the federal government has been assured of lasting peace in the Niger Delta as traditional rulers and leaders acknowledge the sincerity of President Muhammadu Buhari in developing the region. Now, this was at the function in Okirika in Rivers State when the coordinator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, Professor Charles Dokubo, interacted with youths and traditional leaders, highlighting the benefits of durable peace in the region. Professor Charles, who is currently holding discussions with youths and chiefs in the Niger Delta states, commended the former agitators of sustaining peace as part of the benefits of the calm nature of the region.
Those from Niger Delta have been one of the most stable and then listening group that I have under my control. And I strongly believe that because they feel the pulse of the federal government, the outstretched hand of the federal government is always reaching them. So if you keep your promises, which Buhari has done, there will be peace in this Niger Delta. We'll look for employment, job creation, self-employment, self-actualization, and the esteem of the human being in the Niger Delta.
As the holders of the traditions and cultures of our people and continued unity amongst you will foster unity among the political leaders of our state.
The interactive meeting is still ongoing. Now let's look at social investment. The European Union and Oxfam are funding a social investment project in northern Nigeria. The project targets improvement in food security and resilience of vulnerable persons. Musa Baba Aliyu visited some benefiting communities of the EU project to ascertain the impact.
This group of farmers are beneficiaries of EU Oxfam Agriculture Extension Program. They harvest more than 10 bags of 70 kilograms of maize against the 4 to 5 bags they get annually.
They are not doing spacing, and they don't maybe apply fertilizer 2 times in a plot.
Hali Aliyu is a sorghum farmer in Wasagu. He was supported with fertilizer and extension service to expand his farm.
For the last 3 years, I'm harvesting this for not up north to 12 sacks or 10. But now, for last year, I harvested more than 20.
The women in Jega, Benin Kabi and Wasagu were grouped into associations, which they were trained in financial literacy, nutritional program and marketing. 70-year-old Saida Todemu is a member of one of the associations in Wasagu. A widow with no child or grandchild says the EU project has been a great helping hand.
I
saved 13,000 naira last year, and this year I'm hoping to start rearing goats, she says. Also incorporated in the project, planting to protect farming areas against desert encroachment.
We planted over 600 trees in Government Girls Secondary School, Wasagu, in order to fight against this climate change.
5,000 trees have been planted in 3 local government areas of Kebbi State. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
And it's time we go on a short break. We'll be back shortly, so stay tuned.
It's countdown to the 2019 Christmas celebration.
Radio Nigeria, NTA and Voice of Nigeria poised to set the tune for the season of joy with its annual festival of 9 lessons and carols.
Theme, Jesus in the midst of the storm.
Featuring Professor Lance Ekweme Chorale, Lagos.
Classical operatic soprano by Abiodun Koya.
Instrumentals and special appearances.
Save the date. It's Sunday, 1st December 2019 at the National Christian Center, Abuja, 3 p.m. prompt.
It promises to be soul-lifting and entertaining as we showcase scintillating music from different parts of the country.
Guest speaker, Dr. Paul Enenche, Senior Pastor, Dynamis International Gospel Center.
Lessons will be read by notable Nigerians, including the special guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, SAN GCON. Keep a date with Radio Nigeria, NTA and Voice of Nigeria, 1st December 2019, 3 p.m. at the National Christian Center, Abuja. Save the dates.
We wanna wish you
character that I played, he's been battle scarred, so that he had dropped that side of his life.
I have to give a shout out to Uzi Kwendu. He came in and choreographed that fight scene with RMD and 6 guys in the bar.
So I had boxing lessons, I had some kick lessons.
In preparation for the movie, I had to go to drifting school for about 6 months to learn how to drift.
Everything was well done, but they had to go that extra mile to make things as authentic as possible.
When you have props that are real, it kind of brings something extra to the acting. So when the gun shot went off, even us, the crew, we shook.
They swore an oath to serve our fatherland and defend the people that traded their freedom, comfortable homes and mortgaged their lives on the battleground for our unity and peaceful living. These are the great, fearless, loyal and committed Nigerian armed forces who risked their lives courageously to safeguard our borders. But in the line of duty, many never returned. Nigerians, arise, let's celebrate our fallen heroes. Put on the remembrance emblem with pride to support the incapacitated and families of our fallen heroes.
It is indeed befitting to honor the memory of the gallant hearts and men who paid the supreme sacrifice to keep the country united.
President Muhammadu Buhari enjoins all ministries, parastatals, religious and corporate bodies to donate generously to the Emblem Appeal Launch. Send your donations to these accounts. Account name, Emblem Appeal Launch. Account number 393-200-7526. EcoBank Nigeria PLC.
My name is Balaunti. I'm the Managing Director of Petroleum Product Marketing Company, a subsidiary of NNPC. There are significant price discrepancy between Nigeria and its neighbors across Africa. There's a discrepancy of between 150 to 250 naira. That creates an incentive for arbitrage, whereby smuggling triumphed by taking petroleum products across the neighbors so that they can be sold at higher price. While the smugglers are making the money, Nigeria is paying for it. And that payment is distorting everything that we do in terms of planning, in terms of our ability to fund, and thereby taking money that is meant for development. The introduction of this Operation White will have a reduction of close to 6 million liters on a daily basis, which if you take an average of 100